I owe so much to Dota and just want to talk about it and vent. I wouldn't be where I am if not for it. I'm using a throwaway account due to not wanting my main account to have this on it. It most likely won't be found by the people I'm talking about like this, which is something I pretty heavily prefer. It's complicated. I owe a lot to Dota and the 6K tilde hours I've put into it. About a year ago I met one of my best friends through Dota. It was 2 or 3 in the morning, and we started out flaming each other, clearly joking. We began playing together regularly. Theory crafting builds that worked with his favorite hero, Techies. For the 5,000 hours I played before him, I never played in a party. I was always a solo queuer. But he changed that. I found I preferred a party. Our personalities were so similar and we vibed so well together. I ended up meeting his girlfriend, now fiancé, and another girl, I'll call her M, a roommate that lived with him. We played together a ton, practically every day. I've always been a loner. My home situation hasn't been outright abusive, at least I don't think, but it's always been rough and at times painful. My family moved every year, leaving me with no base, nothing to ground me. I missed out on long-term friends, sleepovers, just life in general. I've always felt like a drifter even when I wasn't, and I've always felt like nobody besides my family were fixtures. This stunted me socially, and despite loving people, I just couldn't break through that barrier of loneliness. A month or two passed, and for a joke, I gave my phone number to the enemy mid, as we had been flaming each other jokingly for the laning stage. Told him to call me for tips on his hero. He called me and we laughed, added each other, and palled around for a while. I got a text, and it was from the girl that lived with them, M. We texted back and forth, and found that our personalities matched really well. We both shared a lot of personality quirks, and we both liked each other quite a bit. I'll mention, I always liked M when we played Dota. She was very kind, untiltable, just someone that drew me towards her. Never in a creepy way, I didn't want to be gross and flirt with her. I never imagined I'd even meet her. I've been conditioned my whole life to assume people were temporary, and that they would be gone soon, no matter how well things went. We met in person, her and my friend's fiancé, when they were taking a trip through my city. It turns out they lived 4 hours away. What are the chances? We got along, especially me and M. The warm, friendly personality she gave off in-game extended to real life, especially so. She bought me a pair of headphones as a gift, because I mentioned mine were broken. This was the first gift I'd ever been given outside my family. It meant so much to me. They're broken now, but I still keep them. A while later, I asked her out over text. It was the first time I'd asked a girl out. It was scary and exciting. A foreign feeling. She said yes, and revealed she'd been crushing on me as well. She came to me first, staying in my area for a few days. We went to dinner a few times, and spent time together. I found her to be a wonderful person, and I felt something that I hadn't felt before. It sounds cliché, but it's just how it went. I visited to her house for 3 weeks next. My original friend I met, the Techies player, is unbelievably selfless and kind, and allowed me to stay in M's room during the time. After those weeks, we were separated again. She couldn't stay with my family, and couldn't pay to stay around in a hotel for the weekend. We texted and called every day, but it was still hard. I have always been directionless. Until recently, I had no plans to do anything past the age of 20, which I'm at now. I was in a very bad point in my life for a very long time. I had lost around 70 pounds around the time I started playing with these people, and my outlook was just changing. M was exactly what I needed. She brought life and happiness to me in a way that changed me. So, I decided to apply for Penn State, at a campus nearby her. I studied for the first time in ages, set up my SATs 3 years out of high school after never taking them, and made goals. I felt like I had purpose again. I had something to do, a point to me living and breathing, which had always been missing. I didn't feel hollow anymore. I got a 1250 and was going to be admitted. I stayed with her again for a month before being admitted, with the impression that I'd begin school, and we'd be steady from there. Which brings me to here. I wasn't accepted, due to the lateness of my FOFSA confirmation. Everything else was fine. My parents refused to give me their social security number and stonewalled me for weeks over something petty. I had been used to similar treatment, so I don't know what I expected. I did my end, they refused to do theirs. I tried so hard. It was for nothing. Now, I don't know if I'm returning. I can't stay here for this long, as I'm wearing out my welcome for the original Techies player. I understand completely and hold no ill will to him, but I am seemingly in stasis. I might be able to go back home, but I don't know. I'm in the ether, and I'm going to have to be separate from him again. Everything I've built in the last months, all the progress I've made, for nothing. All gone. Out of my control. I'm posting this because it's something I need to get out there. I'm anxious, but also excited. I feel so unbelievably thankful to Dota for giving me this. I feel like the regrets in my life, asking what could have been had I stopped moving, or had a better home situation, aren't there anymore, because I wouldn't have gotten here. 6,000 hours and every minute was more than worth it. Even though most of it has collapsed, I have my friends, I have them, it's gonna be okay. I love this game, I love my life, I love my girlfriend, I love my friends. I shouldn't be here and I definitely shouldn't be happy. This post is probably immensely corny and probably won't be read, because it's a novel. But it feels nice to type it out. Thanks for reading, if you're reading. Here's to another 6,000. My advice is to get any job you can in the area, even just some shitty fast food jobs, so you can find a small place to rent nearby. From what you're saying, this sounds like the happiest and healthiest you've been, and you shouldn't let that go. You can reapply to your college again once you have some stability, but don't let go of what makes you happy. Good luck, op. You know what? I have no debt to my name. I have nothing, no bills. I am a new person. Maybe I will. Problem is, I have no money to pay for a deposit, and I can't stay with my original friend much longer. Despite how good my writing apparently is, I'm an annoying piece of shit to interact with, especially to live with, so I'm beginning to wear out my welcome. I need to get out of his hair soon, for his sake. I thought she was going to leave you for Archon 1 Chad. Joke's on you, I'm Archon 3. When you cancelled Zeus's clarity with sleight of fist, but he immediately pops one right away. I hate mice. Same, then why the you playin' rat heroes? You may already know that your ultimate lets you know if the enemy has vision. But did you also know that this only costs 75 grams? And that killing wards can give you 200 gold and EXP. This even lets you kill them instantly. It's way more beneficial for you and the whole team this way, instead of calling your slow CM from across the map to buy a sentry and have their slow courier send it. Ricky players and supports with no dust. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. We upload daily highlights and Reddit videos.